Here is an inequality. 3y is less than or equal to 18. This is an inequality that expresses one situation. You've worked with inequalities like this one in previous concepts. What about this one? Do you know what this is called? We could say that 2 is less than x, and x is less than 9. Notice that every time I've been speaking, I've been using the word and. 2 is less than x, and x is less than 9. When you have two inequalities in the same sentence, it's called a compound inequality. This is an example of a compound inequality. Here's another example of a compound inequality. 15 is greater than or equal to y, and y is greater than or equal to 5. You can also have compound inequalities involving or. 5 years or older, 42 inches or taller to ride the roller coaster. These are all examples of compound inequalities. Compound inequalities use and or. We can also solve a compound inequality. Take a look. Here is a long compound inequality. 4x minus 6 is less than or equal to 8x, which is less than 5x plus 12. We need to solve this compound inequality for x. To do this, first we're going to separate out the inequalities. We're going to have an inequality here, underlined in green, and we're going to have another inequality here, underlined in red. Let's solve the inequality in green first. Now notice that we have an x on both sides of the inequality, so we need to get those x's together. We can subtract 4x from both sides, and we're left with negative 6 is less than or equal to 4x. Now we divide both sides by 4, and we have a negative 1.5 is less than or equal to x. This is our first solution. Now hold on to that one while we solve on the other side. Let's write this in red so we can keep everything straight. 8x is less than 5x plus 12. We're going to subtract 5x from both sides. That'll get our x's together. And we have 3x is less than 12. Divide both sides by 3. X is less than 4. Now, the tricky part is we have to put both of these solutions together because they both have to do with the compound inequality. We're going to write this in purple. Negative 1.5 or 1.5 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than 4. Now let's transfer that answer to the next slide and then graph it. Here's our solution again. Now let's graph it on the number line. First, x is greater than or equal to negative 1.5. And we say it that way because we know that 1.5 is less than, negative 1.5 is less than or equal to x. So at a negative 1.5, we are going to put a closed circle right there. Now the next value is that x is less than positive 4. Notice it doesn't include it in the solution set. There's no equal to. So we're going to put an open circle at 4. And the solution for this compound inequality is found between these 2 points. This is how we would graph the solution.